Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us to the first open session with Abraham and me. A bit about myself, and we are live, as live as you can ever imagine. Everybody here is completely live, and we are here from Europe, and here from Canada, and here from the United States. And Abraham are from the universe, so I think we have a very nice representation of humanity here and on the broader perspective of it. A little about myself. My name is Revital, and this is how you pronounce my name, Revital. It's a Hebrew name, and my family name is Chasson Nachum. Chasson, there are two words in Hebrew. And a little about myself, which is always confusing me. I'm extrasensory, and in my background, I came from the full physical, from the concrete to the complete non-physical. It means that I came from design, architecture, interior design. So I was doing homes from the concrete, from the basis of them, high to the level of feng shui, and then an energy reading. And on top of everything, I have realized that life is not about the physical. Since I was very little, I have memories since I'm 2. Since a very early age, since the age of about 8, I started to have premonition dreams about my future. And that made me understand that actually I'm not all by myself. It means there are some aspects that are trying to communicate with me as for preparing me into my future events. And that kind of journey just started, and it's a never-ending unfolding of a journey. I call it divine intervention, because everything that happens in my life eventually find it as I understand that it was some kind of a divine intervention with everything that happened with me. And when I was trying to resist, I have realized that it's a futile try, and I did it very very consciously. When I was about 13, I had those crazy premonition dreams about things that are going to happen in school and in life, and it didn't make much sense to me, so I tried to oppose it. I was trying to reverse them. So even in my dream, I said I'm going to do the other way around. And what happened that in reality, I did the thing happened the other way around, exactly as I did in my dreams. So I have realized that fairly early that there's some kind of a correlation between the non-physical of me and the physical of me. And since then, I have had a very strong understanding that my non-physical is actually constantly following me. Now, since early age, I have been extrasensory. I was able to read people's mind. My mother was shutting me off because I have been harassed by the family. So I've been shut off. However, whoever you are is going to show up no matter what you do, and that's what happened with me. Fairly quickly, I realized that it's impossible and doesn't make sense that I cannot hear things because of their walls, and I cannot see things because of the walls. I couldn't believe that reality is going to be divided by walls. And fairly quickly, I started to open myself to my ability to have remote viewing. I don't do it very often because there are ethics issues with it, and I'm not interested with invading people's spaces. So I do that only on my readings. If you have any more questions that you would like to ask me, I'm inviting you to ask those questions when with your all other questions. And How did I get into Abraham? It's a long story that started years ago. I was actually rejecting them twice in the past, and in the last time, about 2 years ago, I was actually being, fed with Abraham until I was opening the videos, and then I realized that, oh, here you are. So it was very natural for me once I heard them through Esther Hicks. It was very natural for me to say, "Hey, so here you are." It was just like old friends that just got to know, just get together after a long time, of not seeing each other. So it was, "Hey, here you are." And since then, we are working together. Um, they were the one to tell me after 45 days of doing the 30 days process. They were the one to tell me to put a post on the Vortex group and actually tell people that I'm an extrasensory and I can answer all their questions. So I thought they're crazy, but I said, okay, I have to. It's a inspired action, and if I'm not going to take action on inspired action, it's not going to be no inspiration and no action. So in 10 minutes, I got myself together. I put the first put the first post over there, and I had no real hopes or expectations, and I was completely new in Facebook, completely and absolutely new in Facebook. I didn't know even how it works. So I just put that post over there and I took my walk. It was Thursday, and when I came back, I was surprised to see how many questions and how much interest I had from people. So I started answering those questions, and since then, things just became history. And I have learned to trust them more and more as they were guiding me, and there was nothing that they were guiding me into doing that wasn't fulfilling or felt good. Um, and when I was confronting them, or let's say debating them about communicating with them, as people felt that there is something unethical about it, uh, they um, they um, they didn't agree with me. They didn't agree with me, and I had to make my choice whether I want to follow my path or not follow my path. And it seems like it's um it's either fly or crash. So I had to choose either I'm flying or crashing. So of course I didn't like to crash, so I had to fly. I had to soar. I had to rise, and I had to follow my guidance. And here it is, and Abraham, as usual, saying that I'm talking too much. Okay, so here's Abraham. Hi, everybody. It feels good to come for the purpose of co-creation. We are here because all of us, in the physical and in the non-physical, are ready to rewrite our story. And the story is not only your story, the story is also our story. We're looking for new boundaries. We're looking actually to be boundaryless, which we are. We're looking to expand for more and more, and we're looking to expand to where we have never been before. And we constantly do that minute by minute. And you are part of that journey. So if you go to somewhere that you have been there before, it's your choice. However, this is not where you want to go. You want to expand and you want to move forward. And now it's a great time for both parts, in the physical and in the non-physical, to co-create in a much aware way, in a way that is conscious way. And we are here on that platform because we would like to encourage you to see an example of someone who had no other choice but stepping out and speak about that communication. You don't have to come with different names to the same thing. We have done that many times before. We come to people by the way they do understand it. If someone can hear us when we say we are God, so this is how they are going to hear us. But if somebody is going to hear us when we are saying that we are Allah, we're going to say we're Allah. And if somebody is going to hear us when we're going to say that we are something other than that, we're going to say that. It doesn't matter what the name is. It is important that there is a receiving on the other side. The names are not important. The thing that is important is the co-creation part of it. The co-creation, the awareness, the consciousness of both aspects, understanding that they are creating not by default, but in deliberate manner. It's very important for both parties, both aspects, to be consciously aware to the fact that we are one body of energy that is manifesting itself in different aspects. It's about time that both and every part of that creation are going to be able to consciously co-create and deliberately co-create with all parts of it. And we are here to encourage you to listen. We're here to encourage you to listen to those very light and slight sounds and whispers that you hear. We have demonstrated many times vocal lessons, as Revital loves to call them. She used to call them vocal lessons because many times she used to say, "Why don't you talk louder? Why don't you talk louder so I can hear you better?" And sometimes you can also shout. But that's not how it works. We don't really shout. It's really up to you to set and reset the sound of that receiving mode that you're putting yourself on. It's like those speakers that you sometimes get up or down, and it's up to you to put it up or down. So, when you want to listen to your inner being, as some of you prefer to understand it, you just have to set up the volume all by yourself. And sometimes, as you're listening to your radios, if you want to hear it better, you have to close the windows. You have to shut down some of the other sounds in order to have a clear receiving, a clear experience of that which you're hearing through your radios. And we constantly use that example of radio because that's how it works. It works on a frequency. And you have to get into the frequency in order to get it. And even you're getting into the frequency and there's too much noise around it, you may not be able to discern what it is that you're actually hearing. So we love you very much. We do. But there's no more that we, from other end, from our side, can do. It's only you that can reset your environment in order to hear us. It's all up to you to set up your receivers in order to receive us. You see, each and every one of you has a receiver. Each and every one of you has a receiver. And we love you so much, want to tell you that many times your receivers are on off. So how can you receive if your receivers are on off? And you cannot blame others. They put the receivers on while you're on off. You can ask what it is that you do, and then they are going to say to you, it's just on. You see, the same thing as with your light switch. There's no dark switch, there's only light switch. The same thing with your receivers. There's only on switch. So the only thing you can do is put it on. And we are here to encourage you to do something very, very simple. Put your receivers on. All your questions are going to be received equally in love. Nothing is off limits. Everything that you wish to ask us is going to be received and answered by us. Thank you, Abraham. Josette is saying, if you have any question that you would like to ask, you can ask question me and you can ask Abraham. Both of us are going to be able to answer you. You can unmute yourself, or you can just put your chat on the. Esther is saying, "Where is my own button?" Abraham is saying that it's between your ears. And they say, you know, sometimes if you're cutting the cord in between your ears, they're gonna drop. So don't do that. Okay. Oh, Josette is saying, hi, Abraham. Thank you, Abraham. Here and now, how and what can we do to help others grow, evolve? Yes, you can unmute yourself if you want to ask your questions. It's a live, very, very live platform to encourage you to participate. So the same way you can unmute yourself to receive, you can talk. Hey, Andrea. I hear you.
I have a question for Abraham.
Sure.
Hi, Revital.
Hi.
It's Andrea. So my question is about what Abraham was, the message of our receivers being off. So I would like to know, is my receiver off or is my receiver on? And if it's off, what suggestions Abraham has for me to be able to turn it on and know that I have it on? Thank you.
Thank you. Your receiver is on, however, you don't trust it. The thing is, there's so much noise around you that you just don't decipher the sound you get from us and the sound that you get from everything around you. And another thing is that you are not trusting yourself and you're not trusting that which you hear. And you would like to play with it. You would like to play with it. You would like to play and check it out and examine it, so to say. And what do we mean by that? You can start and ask questions about things that doesn't really matter to you. Things that you have no resistance towards. Things that you are not really care, so to say, about the results. And you can start asking those questions and listen to what your receiver is telling you. And once you hear an answer, act upon it. And once you act upon it, you're going to get a very good indication of that answer that you got. You actually have a very good receiver. And that's true for all of you here. You have a very, very good receivers. And another thing we want to tell you, that at the moment you start using your receivers, they're going to grow. They're going to grow. They're not going to be that transistor receiver that is going to squeak in your head. It's going to be a very nice receiver. And as bigger as your receivers are going to go, as better as the sounds you're going to be able to hear. And the more the sounds you're going to hear more and more and more coming through you. It's like a funnel. It's like a channel. It's like your internet. Sometimes you have that little band and sometimes you have a broadband. So you have to start. And we gave you a very nice, we always think that whatever we do is nice. We gave you a very nice process in which you can start and play with it. And we definitely encourage you to play. Just be playful, like a kid, like a girl, as if you were when you were little. When you were little, you didn't care that much. However, now you think that there are too much in stake, and you don't want to make mistakes. You don't want to take chances. You want always to do the right thing. And we would like to encourage you to do some mistakes. Because how how are you going to grow if you're not going to have some mistakes? If you want to do all the time the right things, you're not going to spend that much, because you're going to restrict yourself into known in advance results. And if you're willing to take the chance, as you call it, the chance of making a mistake, then you're going to take the chance of actually expanding and growing your receiver. What's that? Do you receive?
Yes, Abraham, but when you talk about the playing and the asking for something that I don't care about so that I can get that response, I'm not sure if I really understand.
Okay, give us an example of something you would like to have to receive an answer about. Give us an example.
An answer about?
Give us an example of something
Something non-important?
that you would like to whatever. It could be just about anything.
Okay.
What it is in your daily life that you would like to get in touch with your inner guiding system that you feel that you don't get there yet. We got you.
Sometimes I feel very connected to my inner being, where I am very aware that we're together. And sometimes I'm not clear. So how can I know?
Give us an example of situation in which you would like to have more clarity as for your inner guiding system.
Okay, so around my business and building my business, I would really like more clarity, or I would actually just like to know if I can
But
be
can you play
trusting.
around your business?
Yes.
Can you play around your business? Can you be playful around your business?
Am I being playful? Am I right now this new energy that I've brought to my business? I feel is more playful. How are you seeing it?
The energy that you bring, which is more playful, is the energy of creativity.
Okay.
You are bringing more creative energy into your business. And this is where you feel that it's safe for you to be playful. And we would like to encourage you to bring more and more of that, because today you have such huge card of creativity. You have so many endless ways of being creative. There's so many ways in which you can do the same thing. And this is where you're looking for your inner guiding system. You're looking to know what it is out of the endless potentials of possibilities that you can actually focus in order for you to bring the benefit, or to see the results, or to feel the um, to feel the joy of creation. You're asking yourself, which of that range tools of creativity that I see and I'm willing to bring into my business is going to be the right way for me to actually grow and prosper in a way that is going to satisfy me, in a way that I'm going to feel that is fitting me on in my entire levels. And this is the question that you're asking your inner being. And your inner being is trying to guide you. Your inner being is trying to guide you into your best skills and wherever you feel the most comfortable. And we would like to encourage you to start with the most comfortable. What it is that you feel that you can trust the most. Start from wherever you feel that you can trust the most.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is that all?
I don't want to be a hog because I know other people have questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, anyone else would like to hop in before I'm going into my chat? I hear someone.
It's Kai.
Hi.
Hi, I have a question.
Yes.
I've read that in order to get the manifestations that you desire, you have to feel as though you have them already before you receive them. If, however, or how do you do that if you're like wanting to be healed physically and you don't feel well?
You're breaking.
How do you go about thinking that you're or acting like you already have what you don't have?
Here it is. Being in great health and being in perfect health is your primal constitution. This is how you were born to be. However, things go the other way around when you start infuse into them beliefs that doesn't support that perfect well-being. And once you start infuse those thoughts and beliefs on a constant basis, you start morph them into your physical. And once it starts morph into the physical, it gets more of a condensed vibration and frequency, which is going to be very slow into reversing. And this is the result that you would like to reverse. So once you understand how things are coming about, how you actually brought into that position of having a situation which is uncomfortable to you, now you can also understand how you can change it. However, we would like to ask you to take and consider that if you have had beliefs that came from generations of thoughts, it might be more than a flip of a second to change them. Even so, we would never tell you that it's impossible. However, the time that it's going to take you to change, in which we believe that this is your question, how long it's going to take me to shift them, because I don't see immediate results. This time is very much up to you and to your connection with your beliefs and your connection with your body. And to your other question, how can I feel better when my body actually hurts? Do we understand you right?
Yes, if you don't feel well, how do you act as if you've already received a healing and that you're better?
You see, when you go to sleep, do you feel any pain?
No.
And it is the same body, right?
Yes. I am generally, like, I'm always tired and don't feel well. So I'm trying to reverse that and think that I'm already in the place of health. But how do I do that when I don't feel good most of the time?
Okay, the reason we have asked you about you sleeping, because once you sleep and you have no pain, it's the same body that is actually sleeping. The same body which is feeling the pain is the same body which is sleeping and feeling no pain. What we want to say here is that once you shift your consciousness into a different focus, your ability to sense those pains in the body are going to change. However, we would like to encourage you to start and putting that button of receiving on and start listening more to your body. Because if you're going to start listening to your body is going to tell you what it is that your body needs in order to heal itself.
Okay.
It's not your body knows what it is that it needs in order to reconstruct that health, that its primer constitution. There are different techniques in which you would like to ask your body. If you cannot hear your body, you can ask others to assist you to question your body, ask for what your body needs in order to bring more energy. However, we would like to let you know that your energy comes from different aspects of your being. It's not only coming from your physical apparatus, it's also coming from your non-physical apparatus. So as more as you're going to be attuned into your non-physical apparatus, more you're going to feel good about yourself, about your being, and about having a body. Because what we can see is that even the idea of having a body is challenging you many, many times. And we would like to encourage you that having a body was not for no reason. You do have a body for a reason. And the fact that your body has some challenges is because of you disconnecting from your physical apparatus to your non-physical apparatus. And the moment you're going to merge them both together, you're going to have a much different experience. Have you received that?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, please unmute. I'm going to take a question from the chat. You would like to put yourself on mute. Awesome. Okay, I'm taking. I'm about to cough for a second. I'm taking a question from the chat. Trilline Marie is saying, I've had an awesome day today. How can I have more days like this? What we're talking about is about keeping a steady vibration of well-being. And it's very easy once you're keeping a seed of it. You see, you can be a vibrational farmers. You can go into vibration or energy agriculture, so to say. And what you would like to do, you would like to keep a seed of that vibration with you and growing it in a different place. And what it means is that if you feel great today, one of the things that you can do, you can carry a certain aspect of that day that was extremely significant for you and carry it with you to your next day. And once you carry it to your next day, that seed of vibration is going to grow itself into your next day. And this is what you do. You take a seed of vibration of that great day that you have had today and you plant it in your next day. And that's how you do it from one day to another. How that seed of energy is going to look like, it could be like anything that is going to contain that vibration within it. It could be an object, it could be a thought, it could be an activity, it could be anything that you can register in your space in order to seed it into the next day. We are proposing to you to take that seed in order to anchor a new and better and greater feeling day. And the more that you go, and more those seeds are going to grow. And as you go, you're going to have more and more and more seeds to take with you. And sometimes you're going to find yourself with bags and bags and bags of seeds, and all of a sudden you don't have to take anything with you anymore, because you have a forest in which you already live in. And this forest is the forest of your well-being. You don't have to carry seed from one place to another. You're going to live in that forest of well-being, which we believe we already live in. Does that make sense? Is that enough? Trin say, thank you, yes. Thank you. Josette has a question here. She said, Josette is my sweet angel constantly, Margaret as well. Chantal would like to know about her relations with her husband and her career, if she is on the right track. Okay. We are not telling you what to do, and we are not telling you what's right and what's wrong. It's your ability to communicate with yourself and your ability to communicate with your inner being that is going to give you the sense of what is right or what is wrong for you. You see, and we have guided you with so many ways. We have gave you the the emotional guiding system that actually tells you that if you feel good about something, you are on the right track, and if you feel bad about something, you're on the wrong track. So if you feel bad about your relationship with your husband, it may not be the right one for you, or you may like to change the way you feel about it. And if you feel right about your career, it might be the right one for you. It's really how you really feel about that. It's the feeling about it. Now, you can change your feelings according to the way you believe things. It means if you believe that your husband is the right person for you, but right now the relationship doesn't feel that good, you can change your feelings about your husband by doing the book of positive aspects, by collecting positive aspects into your relationship and of your husband, and focus on them. You can do the same thing with your career. And as you focus on those things, you're going to set your vibration for the next thing to come. And the next thing that is going to come, which is going to match that vibration of well-being that you're going to focus upon, is going to actually manifest your right path. Because it's going to come from the well-being vibration that you're emitting into your reality. What we're saying is that right or wrong is not something which is carved in stone. Right or wrong is something that either you find it or you make it. And if you cannot find it right, you can make it right. And once you make it right, the right thing is going to be right. It's going to show up to you. Okay. We're ready for another one of you. Well, Esther, I would like to thank for the guidance in my life. Is this guidance from my inner self? And how's voice do I hear between my ears? Oh, oh, Chantal is saying merci. Merci, Chantal. Okay, let me make sure that I understand that question and I read it properly. How I would like to thank for the guidance in my life. Is this guidance from my inner self, and how voice do I hear between my ears?
Sorry, it's whose voice do I hear? Who? It's
Whose voice? You see, you can talk. You can talk. You see, they're saying the same way you can unmute yourself and talk. You can unmute the button of receiving and just hear it. You hear it. You see. They say you're trying to read from the chat the same way Revital was trying to hear from the chat, and this is where she got lost a bit. And then when you unmute yourself, then you can actually hear, and everybody can hear. So the only thing that you have to do is just unmute. And we know that we actually answer you with some kind of a I don't know how to say that, with the riddle or some kind of a quiz. However, if we are going to give you the right answer, so to say, if we are going to tell you exactly how to go into this, it's going to build up more and more questions, and you're going to mess it up. You're going to make it more and more complicated because you're going to overthink it. We want you to be able to play your way into it. It's a process. It's something that you grow into. And we have already answered in previous answers to people how it is that you can start listening to your inner guiding system. You start playing with it. Let's say you lost something and you don't find it, and you really want to find it. So you say to your inner being, I'm ready for you to show it to me, and you forget about it. You forget about it. And then once you find it, you go back and you trail how it is that you have been guided into finding it. And this is going to give you an indication how your inner being is actually communicating with you. Because if you're going to sit like that and you're going to ask, inner being, tell me exactly how I'm going to hear you, it's not going to happen, because your inner being doesn't work like that.
okay, I get it.
Because you can say, inner being, please sit on the chair and talk to me. And talk to me in a language that I do understand, and please put the dots in the right place. And phrase it in a way that makes sense to me. And your inner being is non-physical. It doesn't have a particular language. It's just you that translate it into your language, you know, as you process and translate it in your mind. Your inner being has no rules of guidance, and it's not part of the restrictions of your human physical experience. It can be all over the place at the same time. It's only you who wants to focus in one direction and one thing at any given moment. But your inner being doesn't have those boundaries at all. And this is the thing that confuses you. You say, inner being, are you going to come from this way? And your inner being, really? I'm not there. I'm not there. And I'm not there. I'm here. And you know how it is that people look at something and they don't see it, because they don't expect to see it. even though it's there. And sometimes it's there, but they have never seen it before. So even though it's going to stand in front of them, they're not going to see it because they're just not aware of what it is that they're seeing, and the way they're going to be oblivious to it. So what we're saying is that you're just oblivious to it. Here is the right word, oblivious. We love it. Is that enough?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. We have time for more.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I've been struggling with something because once you're saying that you should keep a focus on what you want, and the next thing is you say let it go, then I'm confused. Should I keep a focus or should I let it go?
This is where you're getting confused. You're getting confused because you're thinking in a linear way of thinking. You're thinking, if I'm focusing on something, I want to hold it. And let go is something which is let go. So look at it when for you, focus is doing something like this. And focus is not something that you want to hold and captivate. Focus, it means where your consciousness goes. And you are not supposed to follow your consciousness. You're supposed to trust your consciousness. So when we tell you focus, if that's what your consciousness is doing, you're consciously going to focus on something. And when we say let it go, it means that you have to trust your consciousness and not chase it and check what it is that you're doing. Your unconsciousness knows what it does. Now do you get it?
No. Because it doesn't feel like what I'm doing.
Give us an example. Give us an example of something that you want to focus on, okay, and the idea of let go of it, it just doesn't make sense to you.
No, I'm just confused because I have this, we talked about it a couple of days ago, this place in England, and I focused on that to both emotionally and mentally to make it possible. And then you told me to let it go. And I just don't know what to do. How?
You see, yeah.
Either I need to go start a crowdfunding or I have to let it go. So what? I am confused.
What does it feel the right thing for you to do? What feels better for you? What feels better for you? To start a fundraising or to trust the universe that things are just as good as they're supposed to be? What is the right feeling for you? To start going for against a situation, against a momentum that is already very big, or to trust the universe that everything actually works for you? that actually everything works and it's perfect the way things are? What feels better to you?
Actually, it feels awful either way. Because I hate to expose myself to everybody, and so crowdfunding, it feels awful, because then I have to go out there, and to let it go, it also feels awful. So I don't know what to do.
However, if you let it go, you let it go. It's your assumptions and your beliefs. Okay, when we say let it go and you take it and you translate it into I have to let it go, how do you translate it? What are the thoughts that coming in your mind or that you hear yourself thinking that makes you feel in disagreement with that?
It's
Give us
when
a thought.
Yes, when I'm thinking about letting it go, it means
you don't care.
Wipe it out of my head.
As if you don't care.
You know? No, not more like not focusing on it and forget it for a while.
How focusing about it makes you feel?
It makes me feel awesome. It's the best place I've ever been at.
So what your focus is about your experience of being there.
Yes.
So
because
why
I was there.
Okay, so there's nothing wrong about feeling that beautiful feeling of being there.
No? Because that feels perfect. So
however, what we're saying to you, you can carry the vibration of it as a seed from one place to another. So you can carry that vibration with you. However, we wouldn't advise you to get attached to those particular images, because whatever we're going to manifest is the vibration. And this is what
the feeling
is most
of the place.
important. Excuse me?
It is the feeling of the place. It was the emotion when I was there. It's special. Never felt like that before. So that's why I'm asking again.
Where is your contrast? Where it is that you feel that is not serving you?
I would like some guidance about how to get there. And I know I can't get there from where I am at right now, but anyway, I don't know how to ask in another way. I can't find the right words. I really would like to have an idea of how this is possible to be.
One of the things that we have realized as we are visiting with you, that sometimes you have the, can you put that, I have that echo. One of the things that we are realizing as we are visiting with you is that the idea of the law of attraction is not that very clear. The law of attraction is a law of matching vibration, that which is like to itself draw.
Mm-hmm.
And once you understand that in more clarity, your answer is going to be answered to you. Your question and the answer for your question are going to be clear to you, because right now you have no clarity about how the law of attraction works. Can you put yourself on mute?
I can hardly hear you. It's very blurry. The internet is bad. Can you try once more?
Okay, what we have realized is that there is a confusion about the nature of the law of attraction. The law of attraction is matching vibrations.
Yes.
And if you are matching a certain vibration of something that is wanted for you, the vibration is going to show up to you as it's manifests itself. What you are looking is for something in particular. You want to put a title, you want to put a name on that vibration, and the law of attraction just doesn't go like that. It just doesn't work like that. There's no names into things. There are only vibrations.
I know. I would like. My life has constantly been negative, so I'm not very familiar with all those positive feelings. So when I asked about, I would like to have more days like today, because this day it's been just awesome. It's been the most positive day ever, and I was wondering, do I need to stay in that vibration like I had today, all day, every day, to get to England? Is that more clear?
Well, how do you think that the idea of the need to stay in this vibration is going to make you feel? If you see yourself in a need to stay in this vibration, there's effort in there, and once there is effort, it's not going to be easy for you. And this is why we're telling you to let go, because once you let go, there's no effort in it anymore. And then you can carry that vibration from one place to another, from one day to the other, without any effort. And once there's no effort, the vibration is getting better. You're going to raise your frequency.
It's just for understanding. It's not for me to make an effort, but just to understand the difference in the feelings, because it's strange to me. It's not familiar.
What isn't familiar? Feeling good?
Yes.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And it is true that most people have no idea how feeling good actually feels like. Most people have really got used to those feelings of not feeling good, and they adapt them into their life as if that's how it is. And once you start feeling better, you realize that maybe you never really knew what feeling good feels like. And that place that you have been in England was a first indication for you that actually you have never felt very good for your entire life. And you call that feeling home, and this is where you want to go. But that feeling was a feeling for you to indicate how feeling good is. And you're saying to us, Abraham, if I'm going to go to that place, I'm going to feel good. But if I'm here, I cannot feel good. And as you have realized in the past few days since you have talked to us, that you feel good wherever you are. So actually, feeling good is not conditioned to a place, or to an address, or to a title, or to a place. Feeling good is something that comes from within you. And if you start conditioning your feeling good on that, or on this, or that, you're not going to feel that good. And it doesn't matter where you are or what you do. And we would like to advise you to take that process that we constantly recommending people, which is the 30 days process, and start there. Is that?
Yeah. Where I am, it's very difficult feeling good.
You find it difficult feeling good?
Yes.
So you can always go back and feel bad.
I don't want to.
Okay. So what it is better for you, to feel bad or to feel good?
I really would like to have more positive days.
Okay, so why complaining about feeling good?
I'm not complaining about feeling good. It's easier not being here.
What is easy for you? Easy to feel good or easy to feel bad?
I'm more accustomed to not feeling good.
And how that feels?
It's not okay.
Okay, and you want to feel not okay?
I would like to feel better.
So?
And where I am at, it's not easy feeling good. You know?
So you feel, in other words, you say that you feel guilty once you feel good.
No.
So how feeling good feels to you? How would you describe feeling good?
Like I did
Something
today.
that you don't deserve?
No, this is getting off wrong. I'm living in a place that's awful to stay in.
And it doesn't make sense to you that you can feel great when you actually stay in a place which is awful to stay?
No, I need to get away.
And you're afraid that if you're going to feel good, you will never go away?
No, I'm afraid I'm not going to feel good by staying.
And how today felt to you?
But I was not home today.
What we would like to
Actually, I was
recommend you, what we
at
would
another
like to
place.
recommend you is to start practicing feeling good regardless of where you are. Because the law of attraction is matching vibrations. And the law of attraction doesn't know if you're in this place or in another place. It matches your vibration. So if you are living in an awful place and you feel good, regardless of that place being awful, the law of attraction is going to match vibration of you feeling good. And either that place that is awful to live is going to become magnificent, or you're going to find yourself in a place that is magnificent to live with. Do you see it?
I understand.
That's it. That's how it works. You see, a lot of people, and you include, feels that in order to change how you feel, you have to change the conditions. And we're telling you that if you change the way you feel, you change the conditions. Do you get that?
Yes.
It's
The
very
theory I can
difficult
get.
to understand for you because you're saying to yourself, if somebody sitting in jail can feel happy, if somebody in jail can be happy because they're in jail. And we're saying to you, people can be happy everywhere. Happiness is not something which is conditioned to your circumstances. Happiness or good feeling is something you generate out of you. It's something that you choose. You can choose. You have control.
It doesn't feel like that.
It doesn't feel like that because you have to practice it. Because feeling good can be a very overwhelming feeling. Once it's happening, all of a sudden, after all those years and life experience of not feeling good, when you all of a sudden feel good, after so many years of not feeling good, that can feel like something went terribly wrong over there, isn't it? And this is one of the things that you're telling us. I feel good, and I feel that something really terrible happened by me feeling good.
Oh no, I'm afraid to lose it. You know?
You cannot lose it once you got there because there's no way back. There's no way back. We said here earlier that we are here to expand and we never go back to somewhere that we have been before, and if we gone to somewhere that we have been before, it means that something terribly wrong happened, and the same thing with you. You made a step forward, and you made actually not a step forward, you made a quantum leap, as you love to say. Okay, so you made this quantum leap, and now you're saying to yourself, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to fall back. Guess what? Move forward. And if you want to go back and practice how it is to feel bad, you can always do that.
No, I never want to go back.
So don't go back. And don't look back. And don't think back. And don't imagine back.
No,
imagine forward.
I'm actually trying to focus forward.
Awesome. Is that it?
Yes, and it has to be, because there's no more voice left.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else who didn't have the chance to ask a question would like to ask a question, or just oh, Josette, here you are. You can unmute yourself.
No, you could go with Alan Alexander. He's I think he has to go soon, so if you want to do him first.
Okay, so
thank you.
Okay, Alan, just quick.
What's Abraham's thoughts on the I Ching?
The I Ching is one way to communicate with your inner being. It's a one way to communicate with the non-physical aspect of who you are. And it's a one way to actually communicate with the non-physical aspects of reality. Is that clear?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, it's already 5, and if we have other people who want to join us, then 5.
I have one quick question, if I may, for
Please.
Abraham Revital.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, just expanding on what you were sharing earlier of the way we communicate with our inner being and the asking of.
Right.
So could you give a clear example? As I heard you saying, you know, to just invite our inner being to know the way to communicate with us so that we're clear that we know that it is the inner being. I just want to make sure I was hearing that correctly. And
okay, can you repeat this question and phrase it again?
Please.
Can you rephrase your question?
Oh, yes. So earlier when you were talking to Trini, I believe, in how, you know, our whole struggles that we have of not being able to hear our inner beings and the way we're asking our inner beings to let us hear them. So I want to make sure I was hearing you correctly, that I can just, welcome my inner being to let me know it's communicating with me in a way that is clear for me to recognize.
You have to practice, 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 practice. And you know how you go to Carnegie Hall? By practicing. So you are going to stand on stage and become an opera singer after years and years and years of practicing. And the same thing with your inner being. If you want to hear that voice of your inner being, you have to practice. It's all about practicing, 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 practicing. And as we say, you want to practice from things that doesn't really matter for you, the things that you have no resistance for. When you practice with things that you have no resistance for, then you are going to hear that sound better, because once things are very matter and very important for you, you are holding back because you don't want, so to say, to make a mistake. You want to make sure.
So what would some of those things be to that I would have no resistance for? So like, oh, I would love to see lots of dogs today.
Mm-hmm.
So is that one of those things that I would not have resistance to, and it would come however it comes?
Do you remember the blue butterflies of Esther?
Yes.
No one has resistance to blue butterflies. Ravital was hearing Margaret saying that she was looking for red trucks because she thought that red trucks are rare. All of a sudden, the world is full with red trucks, and not only red trucks, also red car that looks like a tank.
Okay.
The thing that you have no resistance for is the things. Okay, we got you. You want to have a better understanding about resistance. Is that going to be correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. We love you very much. A lot of people don't understand the concept of resistance. Concept of resistance is everything that you have had previous experience with which wasn't going the way you wanted. Everything that have yielded to you results that are from the unwanted part of the chart. This is everything that is going to cause you resistance. Every time you have made something that was unwanted for you, have registered some kind of a memory in your space, and that memory is going to immediately stand up in front of you once you consider of doing something on the same similarity. Does that make sense?
A little bit.
Let's say in the past you wanted to manifest something, and you went to your parents and you say, hey parents, I want to have this, and your parents say, oh, you cannot have this because of da 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 da. So next time you and the next time you want that thing, you immediately say, my parents said I cannot have it, so why should I try?
Right.
That's a resistance. Okay, let's say you went to school and you wanted to try something, and your teacher say, hey, that's not good to do. Go back to your seat, and you register that thing doesn't yield to you success or result which is wanted. So immediately you registered in your space that kind of thing is not really working for you. So next time you want to do this, your mind is immediately reminding you that you don't want to do this again because it's not going to yield the result that you want. Okay, so we actually talking about a memory bank that is following with you, and that memory bank is reminding you of all the times that things didn't go your way or didn't yield to you the result that you wanted, and thus you're holding yourself back from repeating the same experience. But guess what? Things are moving. things are moving. Whatever happened there is not the same thing here. Your parents are not here to tell you what can you do or not do, and your teacher cannot tell you what is right and what is wrong. It's only you now that has to establish that kind of construction, this kind of infrastructure for yourself to decide what it is that feels right for you, or to feels good for you to do, or things that doesn't feel good to you for you to do. Now you're free to reconstruct your own experience. If that makes sense.
Yes, it very good.
Resistance is everything, every memory, every thought, every belief that is holding you back from doing something that which you believe that is wanted to you. Everything. It could, the thing that you consider as traumas, okay, these are one of the majors in your experience. Not in you in particular, but overall. Okay, everything that you have tried and you failed and it was really painful and hurtful, you register it, immediately register as a trauma. And as you register it as a trauma, the images and thoughts and beliefs of it are returning back into your space and holding, and the law of attraction is catching them up, and you perpetuate this scenario again and again and again and again, because the law of attraction is catching on those vibrations.
Matched. You just
Correct.
said vibrationally matched, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So does that mean we have to clear our memory banks? Like,
you would like, instead of going back and clear your memory back, you just want to create a new story. You want to create a new image. You want to create a new reality.
So that's where I have to practice.
Correct.
Writing out a new story.
Correct.
Speaking new words.
Correct.
Thinking of things that I have no resistance to, like blue butterflies.
Think of something new that you have never had you have never had any previous experience to.
Why am I finding that difficult?
Because you think it too much. Because you're trying to think your way into it instead of feeling your way into it.
Okay.
You want to feel your way into things. Don't think about it. Once you think about it, you immediately throw them back into your memory banks. But so once you feel things...
Is there a process that you can offer to me to assist me with this?
Would it
be through my meditation? Would it be through my sleep? Or is there a time that is easiest? Because I don't want to effort this, because I want no effort at all involved. This is easy breezy.
Give us an example of something that you would like to do, and you feel that you still have resistance.
I'd like to walk. I'd like to walk on the beach and hear the ocean.
And what's the resistance over there?
I don't know.
So there's no resistance. So they have no resistance of doing that. Resistance could be anything which you conceive to be as technically impossible. Resistance can be anything that you conceive to be as an obstacle between you and what you want. This can be a resistance.
Yeah.
And if you're telling us, I want to be on the beach, and you consider that there is some kind of resistance over it, when actually there isn't, it's something that you conceive that is standing between you and going into the beach or walking on the beach. So what it is that you conceive to be a resistance between you and the beach. Let's take that as an example.
Well, in my physical mind, I just keep, hearing, it won't happen, it won't happen. But I know that it's practice now.
It is practice. Ravital had a friend back in the days that was sitting in a wheelchair for 30 years. 30 years in a wheelchair, cannot move nothing from her neck down, only waving with her hands like that. She could hardly even move her palms. she could just do like that, you know? And then she wanted to go to the beach. And she made it to the beach with her wheelchair. And she did it several times. And she was flying because this woman said that she's sitting on the wheelchair only on her physical body. But she's not sitting on the wheelchair on her non-physical body.
Mm. Thank you, Abraham.
Thank you. Okay. Josette LeBlanc is sending a heart. Trim say thank you. And Josette said the more you fill your mind with positive thoughts, the less space there is for negative thoughts. She say that. Marie is Trin say thank you. Now I got it. Just need to focus on something. I do not have any resistance towards to make myself a new memory bank that is filled with positive stuff. Right. And Margaret was helping me with the words, you know, a car that looks like a tank is a hammer. Okay, we have room for another new person, and maybe anyone from YouTube would like to participate with a question, and if it's all is.
Chantal has a question again about how would she stop her husband from treating her like a child?
Chantal, we love you so much. However, if somebody is treating you like a child, it means that there's something that it's your vibration who attracts that behavior. If you are going to stop seeing yourself as a child, no one around you will be able to conceive you as a child. If you're asking your husband to treat you as a parent, he's going to look at you of a child. And if you think about it, actually the idea of a child is somebody that you have to protect from their own self, as someone who is not responsible enough. So if you agree that you need to be protected from your own self, this is where things are coming from. Another thing that we would like to remind you, that you cannot create in other person's experience. The only thing that you can do is to create in your own experience. At the moment you're going to see yourself as an adult and you're going to behave completely as an adult, no one, and you're going to take full responsibility over your own self, no one would be able to look at you as if you're a child. If you're matching vibration with childish behavior, you're going to match up somebody who's going to parent you. And another thing that you would like to take in consider, that we are expanding. So maybe at the moment that you have attracted your husband, you have had those childish feelings of needing to be sheltered and supported and taking over, and you attract somebody who has a very paternal personality and feeling very happy about fathering you. And now that you grow up a bit, you say, oh, I don't need this father anymore. Now I'm looking for having a man. But that man can emit that vibration over you because that was the balance of vibration that you have attracted between you. And now that you're changing, maybe your husband is not ready for that change. Whatever you would like to do is work on your vibration and create more of a woman vibration than of a girl vibration. And if you don't see the difference of your vibration and a woman vibration, maybe you would like to collect more data from women around you of how women that are independent and having a flat relationship with their peers, with their husbands, are emitting, what kind of vibration they do. You want to model them in order to actually um, 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 match vibration with them. Maybe you would like to match a vibration with a woman that you believe that is a good role model for you, and you are going to model her. Another thing you would like to do, you would like to model different types of relationship between people, and you would like to find a relationship that actually works the way you want, and you're going to start model their vibration. You're going to start model their reality. And another thing that we would like to recommend you is to do the 30-day process, because you cannot jump from here and there overnight. It's a process. You have to cross that bridge. And you're telling us, I want to be here, but I'm here. Okay, start moving. Start moving. Okay.
So could I give my quick question? You could give me a quick answer, Abraham, if you have 2 seconds.
We have 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Wow. Okay. Okay, Abraham. The reason why I'm going to ask this question is because things sort of have changed, where things, the way that we used to do things and the way we should be doing things today. So this is why I'm saying here and now, how and what can we do to help others grow and evolve? We can't tell them to take a book and read a book and on self-development. We can tell them to do the 30 days, yes, I know, but I mean, we can't be telling the whole world, hey, everybody, you know, now this is what we need to do. 30 days.
Why would you like to tell the entire world?
Because we all need to hear it.
Who says we all need to hear it?
Because we all need to evolve and be happy.
Who said we all need to evolve, and who said we are not evolving?
Well, I know in a sense that we are all evolving. I'm just wondering what we can do to help others along their path.
The best thing you can do is make yourself happy and create yourself as a model for others, for them to follow. That's the only thing you can do. You can create in your reality, and once others are going to see what's happening in your reality, and they're going to like it, they're going to come to you and they're going to say, what it is that you're doing, I want to do the same. That's the only thing you can do. You cannot go to them, grab them by the neck and say, hey, you have to do it.
Obviously not. But globally, I mean, I can't become the president of the United States and tell everybody, okay, well, do like I do.
We are here to teach you about vibrations. Do you believe that you're a vibrational being?
Yes.
Living in a physical body?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe others are the same, are physical beings?
But they don't know that. Not everybody knows that.
Do you believe that the law of vibration actually works?
Yes.
Okay. So once you're emitting a vibration out of you,
yeah,
which is going to match the reality that you wish to live in, you're going to find more and more match vibration with the people and circumstances and places of that which you want to experience and that which you are emitting out of your own self. And thus, the question of how can I help those who are not in the same reality that I am is not going to be that disturbing question, because there are not going to be that many around you.
True.
You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
We love you so much. You don't need to fix the world. You don't need to help everyone. You don't have to save them.
True.
They have their inner being. They have their own connection, and they have their button. They have their switch button, and they can put themselves on a receive mode. The same way you brought yourself here, everybody could bring themselves here. The way you make your journey, everybody can do their journey. The way you take responsibility over yourself, they can take responsibility over yourself, and you cannot shake them into awareness, and you cannot zap them into alignment.
No, that's true.
You cannot zap people into enlightenment, as you like to say that. You cannot flash a light on them and say, "Hey, you see how much light you have already." You just can't do things like that to people. It doesn't work.
No, it's true.
And even you're reflecting back and you see, oh, if they only knew this 20 years ago, their life would be so much better now. They wouldn't have this and this and this and this, and they would have this and this and this and this. You cannot create in anyone else's reality. You can always create in yours.
I wish I would have known all this 20 years ago.
But you agree to learn.
I need to go through the pain first.
The thing is that people are willing to follow those who share the journey with them. People are not going to be easy to follow those who have not shared the journey with them. And since you had agreed to share the journey with all humanity, now you're ready to take your lead and say, hey, I've been there, I've done that, now I know better, now I can show you how to do better. And this is the leading edge. The leading edge is not the following edge. The leading edge is the leader edge. We are not looking for followers, we're looking for leaders, people who are going to, who did the journey, who have been part of everybody, but now they're willing to rise up, they're willing to step out, and they're willing to lead the field. They're willing to look into those who are still there and say, hey, you can follow me. I've been there, I've done that. Now I can tell you how you can do the same thing. However, you cannot hold them like this. You cannot grab them. You cannot just force them into alignment. It's just, you cannot zap them into happiness. It just wouldn't happen. You know what they're going to do? They're going to hate you. So.
No, but I'm looking at the school system, all this set up stuff that we have already, in society. And, we're teaching kids with schools that are not functional. But anyway, we have a system. How could that system change from the ground up? Obviously, it's always a reflection of the parents, and it's sure what I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see further, like how things can develop in a better way. Schools they will become completely different. Ways of thought are going to be different.
Do the schools of today are the same as the schools you grow up with?
Probably.
Is it the same schools?
The same thing. They teach the same thing. It's still old curriculum. It's still all old stuff. It's not, anyway, that's not important. What's important is that I'm thinking even the kids are not the same as we are. So, I mean, they are the same, but they're not the same. They have better, or they're more apt for.
We want to tell you that your planet is changing to purple. Is that enough?
That's wonderful.
Beautiful.
No. My favorite color. No, it's not. Yeah. It's not that.
The planet is changing its entire aura and its entire color. It will take some time to see, but it is. So, do you think your school system is going to fall behind?
Our school system is behind. What I'm trying to see is the new world. What's it going to look like? How can we start creating it now?
The new world is now.
Okay.
There's no other moment than the now. The new world is now, and now is the unfolding. It's now. That's the unfolding. That's the unfolding.
Okay, no guidelines.
What it is that you're asking?
Guidelines.
What is your question? Guidelines for what? We want you to read our cards. You want to read our cards?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so what it is that you're asking?
So yes, I'm asking, is there some kind of little indication or pathway that we can find that to say, okay, well, we're going this way now, okay? We're all going to be going the happy way and being, present and happy in the moment, and, it's going to be great. So what is that we need to be looking towards, to be going down the right path, to keep making things better here for ourselves and for everyone?
We came here to tell you that as we are a collective consciousness, you're a collective consciousness. As we are individual consciousness that are gathering together into a collective consciousness, you as well are individual consciousnesses that are gathering together into a collective consciousness. And we are the non-physical aspect of the human collective consciousness, as you are part of the human collective consciousness, which is a collective all by itself. And it's an individual work of one by one by one by one. And as you are growing by numbers, you're changing the entire story of your of the human collective consciousness. However, it's a work of individuals. It's like those mushrooms that are popping up from the grass. As mushrooms are going to pop up from the grass, the color of the grass is going to change. So this is how it's going to look like. This is how it's going to look like. And the next thing, there are going to be some weeds coming up of those mushrooms, and the more you're going to see the weeds, and you're not going to see the mushrooms. And then you're going to see something else, which is the weeds are going to vanish, and something else is going to grow, and that's how things are going to evolve.
Okay, so just keep a positive attitude and keep our eyes open for those mushrooms.
Each one of you is a mushroom, and you can be as you can definitely deliberately create that mushroom which you are. You can decide what color you want to wear, what surface you wish to have, what size you wish to have. You can deliberately create your own mushroom as part of the overall collective mushrooms that are growing on that grass, or under those trees, or after that rain. And as we said at the beginning, we're here to encourage you to write a new story. And though the new story is the story of each and every one of you. Each and every one of you is rewriting their stories. And as each and every one of you is rewriting your story, the entire collective consciousness of the entire human experience is changing its story as well. And here we would like to end our visit for today.
Thank you.
We would like to encourage you to take a little step within yourself and rewrite your stories, because your story is part of the overall quilt of the entire human story. And you can write the story the way you want it to be. And we're not here to tell you how things are about to be, because things are about to be the way you want it to be. Each and every one of you is another part of that quilt, of that structure, of that magnificent puzzle that is constructing the reality that you call your life. It's not something that comes from above. It's not something that comes from outside of you that is going to dictate how your reality and how your future is going to look like. It's like a stitch work. It's like an embroidery. It's like a needlework. And each one of you is moving the needle. Each one of you is creating another stitch in this overall embroidery. Each one of you is part of that beautiful assemblage of life and life experience. Each one of you is another stitch in this kind of a gobelin that you're putting together. And each and every one of you has the ability to create and deliberately create their own stitches And together you become this magnificent, magnificent blend, this magnificent, magnificent co-creation, this magnificent, magnificent art of existence, which you came here to do. You didn't come here to say, oh, there's a hole in that fabric and we're going to do nothing about it. There was a little hole in the fabric and you're putting yourself as a stitch into that fabric. You're part of that enormous fabric of creation. Each one of you is like a thread. And you can design that thread. You can define that thread. We're not saying anything which is new. We're not saying anything that we have never said before. We have never said anything that you don't know. We're not saying something that never existed before. We're just encouraging you to receive more. We're just encouraging you to deliberately put together all aspects of who you really are. We're encouraging you to be more bold, and we're encouraging you to communicate with us and to talk to us, and we're encouraging you to talk about talking with us. We're encouraging you to share the fact that you can communicate with us, because if you don't, you just perpetuated your history. You just created a new religion, that which you on your conscious level prefer to leave behind you. There's great love here for you. We are complete. Oh, hope you enjoy that. We have 5 views on the well, that went fine, I guess.
Yeah, thank you. That was great.
Thank you. You always forget your questions.
I'm enjoying listening to everybody else too. So.
Okay, so it has been really awesome. I had no idea what it is that we're going to be or have here. And I'm closing this broadcast and you can all stay here. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing your questions. Without your questions, we cannot expand. And someone is, is taking pictures. And I was taking one too. Okay, so all of you, you can have your own pictures just for a memory. And I'm closing the broadcast. Thank you, everybody, again.
Smile.